University of Kentucky will commemorate 50 years of celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on campus at the Singletary Center for the Arts, where you can catch a beautiful performance from Uniting Voices Lexington.
And joining us now with the details on today and tomorrow's celebration is Dr. Michael Preacely.
Hello, how you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you are here. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about the festivities?
Absolutely. I want to clarify something, however. Okay. So I'm founding a group here in Lexington called Uniting Voices Lexington. However, Uniting Voices Lexington is going to be the first, I guess, group outside of Uniting Voices Chicago. And Uniting Voices Chicago is coming to visit the group by the name of Voices of Chicago. Yeah, they're going to be the featured performers at that event.
And so you, in the past, when you were a child, you've been to or were a part of, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I was, I think in 8th grade is when I joined Chicago Children's Choir, which is what it was called then. Recent name change to Uniting Voices Chicago. Hence, United Voices Lexington, yes. But I had the pleasure of going all around the world. I had the pleasure of singing before diplomats. I actually sang in Nelson Mandela's home, part of a tour that we had to South Africa. I sang in Desmond Tutu's church, represented Chicago and the country in his church. So all of those things afforded me the opportunity to be an ambassador for our country around the world through Uniting Voices Chicago, and now my hopes through Uniting Voices Lexington.
Wow,
yeah,
that's an impressive resume, my friend. That really is.
And I've been so opera blessed. Singer to that as well, right?
Yes, correct. I'm on faculty at the University of Kentucky, and I go all aroround the world singing opera as well.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
How do you look at him?
How do you find time?
You know, I've been so blessed to be a part of all these different things, and as a result, what I have found is that your time to do whatever you want to do, it'll make itself available. Mm-hmm. Being on faculty at UK, being able to sing, being able to start an organization, all these different things, they just pop into your timeline and they fit so well. And so I just make time to do them, and it happens.
So tell us a little bit about this particular performance.
Absolutely. For 50 years, University of Kentucky has always celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King birthday and a celebration of unity, of civil rights, of freedom in our country. And this particular event is commemorating that 50 years of celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King here in Lexington. And as part of the event, they've invited Uniting Voices Chicago. So I'm like, wow, this is great. So they're coming from Chicago to sing, and then they're going to be speakers at the event, civil rights speakers. They're going to be student poetry. There's going to be different proclamations that are being done. All of this is done by the Office of Diversity and Inclusion at the University of Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. What about the event today in particular?
Actually, yeah, the event today is also a commemorative celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King that happens every year downtown in conjunction with the breakfast. Usually Alpha Phi Alpha, they do a huge breakfast in the morning, and then this event sometimes around right after that, it's a march, and then there's this event. Mm-hmm. But this year the march is later. So the march is at 1. All of this is being presented, I believe, by the city of Lexington. So the march is at 1, and then the commemorative event is at 2 o'clock. And that is hosted by the amazing Chester and Ann Grundy, wonderful people who are pillars in our community, who invited Uniting Voices Uniting Voices Chicago to perform at that event as well.
Well, thank you so much for being here and just explaining everything. I mean, you have a lot going on, and we are so glad that you were just able to grace our presence with all of that.
Yes, I'm so glad. Thank you guys so much for having me on this morning. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I can be on in the future with Uniting Voices.
Yes, you will. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.